Just a quick thank you to Logitech for not bending the cable inside the box like all the other mouse companies. The sensor is the most advanced Logitech sensor that they have, 12,000 dpi optical, same as you'll find in the Logitech G302. And of course it performs brilliantly. You can handle the rocket jumps, the flicks, no problem. But let's just flick it. I mean, how fast can you move these things? I don't think you'd be able to make them spin out. Now this is zoomed into FOV1 and I've lowered the sensitivity, just so you can see that it can handle really precise movements, and even with such an extreme FOV that you'll never use, it's not a problem. And this is a good test. You can tell when you've got a lower DPI mouse, say under 2000, because it starts to wobble a bit. This is not as smooth, but this is perfect at 3500 DPI. Now I'm not going to jump into game and actually play with this one because I've already done the G302, but I can tell you now that this shape and this small design of the mouse has allowed me to improve my aim considerably. It's one of the better ones, full marks for sniper weapons, rapid fire, projectile, and just feeling like you can aim. This is awesome, and I've got other friends that are top quality players that just love this thing. It is really good for aiming. If you're playing first person shooters, this is a great mouse for you. Here's a listen to the clicks. So quite tactile, quite good. They're not too noisy, they feel pretty good to press in. They're not my favourite click, but they're still pretty good and I'd never actually complain about them. It's just the mouse wheel being loud that I don't like. It's just a terrible sound, they need to fix that. You'll notice that it does have a really nice RGB cycling, but it is flickering on camera, not in real life. In real life that looks perfect. On the left hand side you have back and forward in the browser. On the top you have the DPI button. On either side you have an inward sloping edge, which you can see here. And that shape feels quite good in the hand for palm grip, claw grip and fingertip grip. That's where my fingers are going. So the little finger sits right on that angle, and so does the thumb, very comfortable. It does take a little bit to get used to, as most mice do, but this one's worth getting used to. It's one of the better ones out there. Here's the line test, and you'll notice that it's one of the straighter lines, so you can see right here, lots of straight lines. This sensor's not jittering at all. Perfect. The Rocket Tyon is the example of a jittery mouse. You see it's just going all up and down everywhere. And the Razer MOBA TE is an example of, Tournament Edition, sorry, of a really good sensor being able to draw a straight line. No prediction, these lines were drawn very slowly. So G303 sensor and MOBA TE sensor, amazing at 3500 dpi. And I'm using 3500 dpi because most mice can do that these days, so it's a level playing field. It's just a Rapoo V300 that can't actually do it. Here's a look at the software. You'll notice that I have color cycle on. You can turn that off, and as soon as you do, you get this where you can actually choose the color that you want. One thing missing is you can't set the gradient that you want. Once you put color cycle on, it just goes through all the colors, which isn't a problem as such. It just would have been nicer to have the software allow you to do the gradient of your choice as well. You've got surface tuning in the software, so that allows you to set it to your mousepad or desk or whatever you're using. And as usual, you can set your DPIs in there and what the buttons can do. Final thoughts on this mouse? Amazing. I can aim really well with it. The build quality and shape, it's not the best. It's really good, but compared to, say, the materials used on the Rapoo V300, I just prefer holding that every day rather than this. And while this design is fairly comfortable, it does take a bit of getting used to. Features wise, it's got everything that you'd want on a small mouse except for maybe a third button like the V300 does. It won't be any good for left-handers, like a lot of mice, unfortunately, but overall it's got all the features you need, plus RGB lighting. So overall it's just an amazing mouse. High score, 94%. So a few little adjustments and this could be getting really up there, like close to perfection. So good job Logitech, although honestly I would still prefer to use the Rapoo V300 every day. just because the buttons are so comfortable. And while this is really good, it's not quite there. By the way, I'm not the type to actually beg for subscribers or views or likes, but if I can get to 500 subscribers for YouTube reasons, that would be really helpful. So hit the subscribe button for me, and also the like, because that actually helps the video come up on the first page of results. So thanks for watching, and check out the review comparison that I'll be doing shortly between the G303 and G302. I'll basically outline what the differences are and whether it's worth the extra money or not. Here we go, G303, finally. And just a quick thank you to Logitech for not bending the cable inside the box like all the other mouse companies. The sensor is the most advanced Logitech sensor that they have, 12,000 dpi optical, same as you'll find in the Logitech G502. And of course it performs brilliantly. You can handle the rocket jumps, the flicks, no problem. But let's just flick it. I mean, how fast can you move these things? I don't think you'd be able to make them spin out.